Today, I have Mark on the podcast. Now, you are the owner, founder and CEO of Autobrite Direct, which I'm sure many people that enjoy their cars and detailing are in that car community would have no doubt seen your crazy bottles before. And amazing flamboyant advertising. However, your journey is exactly why I've asked you to come on the podcast today. I've followed it for years as well, which is always nice because some guests you only just get to know or find out about. But with you, I have actually watched the progression over many years. And just as a little bit of introduction, I started out in a really small unit, was your first one, and as just today, as a matter of a milestone, we've come down and seen your brand new huge facility, a new car care store. I actually visited your last one, which must have been the middle one, which is amazing to see and makes me so happy to see such cool progression, and I'd love to find out all about it. And the best way to hear about where these journeys start is from the start. So what was life like growing up and what got you into cars?
Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me. Quite a cool thing you got here. The Autobrite journey, it's a good story. So basically, years and years and years ago, probably the late 90s, early 2000s, I was a mobile valeter. And I used to go out and clean people's cars. That's where kind of I was into cars. I was into cars many years ago before that. I'm a pure petrol head. I had lots of different cars. Boy racer, that was me. So I love my cars. I love cleaning my cars. And I thought, you know what? I need to take this a bit further. So in the late 90s, around about that, I started a valeting company, a mobile one called Prestige Valeting. And I used to do a lot of cars. My main thing, though, was trucks. I used to clean a lot of trucks. So I used to go to dealerships, clean a lot of trucks. That was my main kind of business. And then, anyway, cut long story short, that was going really well. After so many years, I pulled my back when I was cleaning a truck one day. And it put me out of action for probably, I don't know, a couple of months. And I thought, I really need to do something different now because this is, it's getting a bit tough. So I thought, well, I want to stay in the industry. I like cleaning. I like everything about products and cleaning and stuff. And so I thought, right, okay, I'll sell the products. I'll try and sell the products. I'll move away from the cleaning and sell the products. So that's what I did. I got a few products. I started using them. I started to, buy them, use them, buy them, sell them. And then eventually I thought, you know what, I could do something more with this. So I started my own brand all those years ago, 2005 actually. And it was the Autobrite brand. So
was it back in 2005? I thought it was a lot later than that.
Yeah, 2005. We've been going a fair time. So yeah, it was back in the 2005, and I started to buy and sell a few things, and Autobrite was born. So I moved away from obviously the hard work and the valeting and whatnot to selling the products. So that's where it started. So Autobrite's early days, we actually, there's obviously me and my wife that run Autobrite. We own Autobrite, and me and Jill. The early days, right at the start, we started in our spare bedroom. So we used to get bottles of products, we used to buy bottles of product in, or bigger containers of products. We used to jug product into smaller bottles, pop our labels on. This was all done in a bedroom. This was just a normal house, 3-bedroom house, and it was all done in this bedroom. And then eventually,
the floorboards cracked.
We were close. But the room, it was just there was product everywhere, and so I had to move out. Autobrite was getting bigger. So then, after the bedroom, we moved to a garage. We had a purpose-built garage in our garden because we had a huge garden. And at the time, we were running a wedding car business. So we had a white Rolls Royce in the garage, Silver Shadow it was. So we were running this wedding car business on the side. We had this garage purposely for the Rolls Royce because we've got nowhere to put it. I thought, this garage is really, really big. What if I could just have a bit of space at the back of the garage for Autobrites? Obviously move out the bedroom into the garage. So that was the plan. So I moved into the garage, got my little space up the corner. Within a couple of months, this space was just, it was packed, absolutely packed. I thought, right, what do we do now? I mean, when the Rolls Royce was in there, it was all covered up, and I'm gonna, this is really bad to say, but I started using the Rolls Royce as a bit of a packing bench. So you've got this gorgeous white Rolls Royce underneath this cover, and then you've got boxes on top, and you've got things on top. So I didn't damage the car, but I thought, I need to get out of here, because we're going to scratch this car, or we're going to do something to this car. And, Autobrite was just taking over. So I thought, right, I need to get out. And I moved with another friend, a mobile Valeter friend, and we moved to the town. And we got a little unit together. It was actually back of a car sales place, car sales lot. There was some space at the back. So me and this guy kind of rented the space out. He was doing his mobile valeting, and I was supplying Autobrite. Again, it just kept growing and growing. Autobrite just kept on going and going. And eventually, I filled that as well. So I thought, we're going to have to move again. So the next unit came along, which was based on a truck dealership. There was a unit on a truck dealership. It was a great unit. It had a lovely kind of shop entrance, so we could sell the products. And in the back, it was the valeting and whatever. So the guy was still with me. He was doing his valeting, and I was still selling Autobrite. And again, the same thing. It just grew and grew and grew.
And you were making all that product yourself still?
No. We
bought in and put it into the bottles.
I mean, we don't make products. I haven't got degrees, and I'm not a scientist. So we've got a special lab that makes all our products, and then it gets filtered into Autobrite. So obviously the product used to come into Autobrite, and it still does. But again, it was just everywhere. It was just being filled full of products. And the orders kept coming on. Autobrite was getting really, really big now. And we just outgrew that building. So, again, I had to move. The amount of times that we moved, I tell you, it's just unreal.
There's definitely a note here on progressing into bigger spaces constantly, which is where we are today. So, you moved into bigger spaces constantly. You're in the back of a car dealership, and you're with your friend that's doing the Valeter.
Yeah, so obviously we moved into this truck dealership. We outgrew that. And then I kind of moved away from this guy because he was taking a lot of my space. So I thought, you know what, we're gonna part company. He's gonna go his way. I'm gonna go my way. I need space. I can't have you having my space. I need it. Yeah. So I just moved into another unit, and again the exactly same happened again. I think we're up in Newcastle somewhere, which is not far away. I outgrew that as well. So I outgrew that one, and I thought, well, the next move has got to be a decent sized unit that I can grow into. So that was the plan. So I moved into this other unit, which was great. I thought, I'm never going to fill this. It's fantastic for what I need.
What sort of square foot was that?
I think it was about 4.
Okay,
4,000 square foot. I thought, perfect. It's just what I want, and it was for 12 months. It was great
for 12 months.
I had a mezzanine floor put in there, and it was perfect. 12 months, maybe 18 months, something like that. And then the inevitable happened that I needed more space. We got some big orders because we've got some big customers now that require a hell of a lot of stock. Big orders. So again, I had to move again. Then we went to another unit around the corner in Newcastle. I ended up taking on 3 units. There was like 2 together and 1 around the corner, so we had 3 units then. And then we moved out of there, and then we went to Mia. So that was the place that you visited, I believe. Yeah. So that one was at Mia. That's where we just moved from to here. So we stopped there for about 3 years at Mia. It was great. It was a great unit, but we wanted something bigger. I think we wanted something bigger, but I think location was really important to us on this one, where we are now. So location where we are now is fantastic because it's in the middle of Stoke-on-Trent. It's on the busiest retail park in Stoke-on-Trent. So footfall and passing traders is a lot more. So where we were previous in Mia, it was a bit at the end of the road. Footfall wasn't so great. So we're now here. We're now here at the new place, and yeah, we're trying to get it right.
I think that's one hell of a journey, and you've definitely skipped over a lot of points I want to ask there, because one of the things that seemed to come out so chilled, but I know for a lot of business owners and a lot of people definitely taking on their first units, is that is one of the biggest stresses in running a business. You're not just taking on a unit, you're taking on overhead.
Yeah.
And I mean, you definitely sound like you got confident enough to think we're going to outgrow this. Was it a fairly easy decision to just keep moving up units and overheads, or was it just chilled with the brand?
Yeah, I mean, with the brands, you know, like I say, Autobrite was just getting bigger. This thing we created was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And when things go that way, everything else gets bigger around you. Obviously, the staff, you start employing more staff. The orders get bigger. The goods in, the production gets bigger. Everything is just goes bigger on a lot bigger scale. So it just made sense to we need more space. So that's why we kept on moving.
And there's so many, I'd say, valeters and detailers across the UK that naturally, if they were to draw out a business plan and put anything into it they could possibly think of, that producing and selling detailing products and equipment would definitely be a lot of their dreams. And it's such a cool thing to do. It's a physical product.
Yeah.
So many start up, and I think the failure rate is absolutely huge. So I took a look at it before coming on today, and I think it was 86 to 88% fail within the first 6 months.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you started back in 2006. Do you think that massively helped? What made you different to be able to get through that?
Well, I think it was really, really difficult when I started because, we didn't have mobile phones as such, internet and whatever. It was obviously social media wasn't a thing back then. So it was really difficult. Basically, if we wanted work, if we wanted orders, we'd go out there and get them. We'd go and speak to people, physically go out and visit people, go around, a bit like a door-to-door salesman. You target your customers, you speak to people. Word of mouth is obviously a good one as well, but we had no social. We couldn't just pop a picture on Instagram and say, I've just done this. We didn't have any of that. So, word of mouth was a huge one for me personally, especially when I did the valeting, because I used to be a really good valeter in terms of doing all the vehicles and the trucks and whatever, and that was just word of mouth. But when I started with the products, it was, I was passing certain products to certain people to review and to give me some feedback. And I think how I marketed Autobrite products is I showed the customers what that product can do. I mean, there's a lot of pictures on social media now where, Joe Blogs has used this product, there's the results. Well, that's all well and good, but people want to see this product actually working. If they want to buy it, why should I buy that product? I want to see it working. So it was a bit harder, obviously, in the past, but it was kind of really, really good because that's the proper way of doing it. Especially if you're coming into business now, that's
clear to see why you're so focused here. Because when we've just came here and had a look, and your new shop has actually got huge windows down the side of it that look straight into the valeting base. So that ethos is clearly carried along.
Yeah.
In being able to see the products actually in 100%. Use and be about the product.
100%. I mean, customer feedback's everything. What customers think of our products. If we didn't have customers, we wouldn't have a business. So it's important, to get the customers' feedback. What do they think of this product? Obviously, bad feedback is also good. We strive on that, and we just try and make things better. But I think it's showing the customer what this product's about, what the business is about, what you're about. Don't hide behind a camera as such.
Yep.
Just be there for all your customers, I suppose.
Now, one of the hardest things with any of these types of business that people definitely underestimate when they start doing something like this. I've been in those shoes before. I think when I started Paving Direct, it was 3 months until we got our first sale on an online store. And we come in one morning, loading it up, and boom, there was an order on the system. We went absolutely crazy. Probably spent the profit 4 times over on a dinner that night. However, it seems like you were pretty sorted from the start with your sales on this journey. So what is your customer makeup? What percentage of your sales would you say are into the retail, into car detailers and valeters, and then anything else as well? What makes up the chart of Autobrite?
I think to be honest with you, I think now, especially nowadays, recently, I think 90% probably is there's the car care enthusiast retail. I think that makes up a massive percentage of Autobrite. We obviously cater for detailers, we cater for the trade, but it's the retail person that comes in, comes in, wants to clean the car, and they want to know what products to use. Obviously, with our walk-in shop, somebody can come in, they can get advice, they can get the products. It's that, it feels good for the customer to come in and be able to talk to somebody and get the best advice. So I think that's you can talk to us. You can come in, you can ask advice. I think we've always done that, and I think that's really been really important. Rather than kind of hiding behind a website, people can actually speak to us and talk to us and get advice before
they know the face behind the brand.
Yeah, pretty much. So I think the retail is a massive percentage of what we do now.
And those retail customers, a lot of them come from social media, which tees up my next question. One of the moments I've seen along your journey, I remember watching it unfold on Facebook, was when you lost your entire social accounts. Am I right? Were you hacked?
Yeah, we were. Yeah. Instagram it was. I had a message. I don't know why I did it, but I did. I had a message on my phone one particular night, and it says, how are you? And I knew this customer, and I've been speaking to him quite a lot. So I had a message from a customer from Instagram. I thought it was a customer. Obviously, it wasn't. How are you? You okay? I'm struggling to get back into my account. Can you help me? Yeah, of course I will. To be honest with you, I was on my PlayStation. And I was like, I was on my game, PlayStation. My phone was buzzing. Yeah, no problem. I'll sort that. Just click as this link. It gets me straight back in my account. Yeah, no problem. I clicked it, and then instantly I put my phone down. I thought, what have I done? That didn't feel right. Within minutes, I was logged out, and I thought, oh no, what have I done? And that was it. I let somebody into our Instagram account. And I tried everything to get it back. Everything. I mean, you can't speak to anybody at Instagram. Waste of time. I think we lost it for about 2 months. And this hacker was scamming all our customers, trying to get money off them. A few of our customers did pay him as well, which is quite sad. But I got it back. I think I got it back after 3 months.
How did you do
that? Face recognition on Instagram. Because they got like a face recognition thing.
Right, okay.
You have to go through it. I mean, I've been, bear in mind, I've been trying to do this for 3 months and nothing worked. Emails, nothing. I had no replies, nothing. And then one particular day, I was trying to get back in, and I must have done it about 10 times. And it must have been the 9th or 10th time. And it says, you're logged in. It's like, well, I've been trying for 3 months and you just let me in. So I don't know whether it was because I've sent all the emails, and I was even going on Instagram, the page on Instagram, as in Instagram's account, sending them messages and
nothing.
I just got nothing. It is, yeah.
Because some people, I imagine yourselves, have big ad spend with Meta as well to be able to convert into sales and new customers. So did it affect that process?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, we didn't have it for 3 months. Obviously they had all our details as well. Which that was quite scary, but we sorted it. We blocked everything and whatnot. But I think it was, this scammer was trying to get money out of our customers, which was horrible.
So they didn't hold you at ransom or anything for the account?
No. They got 80,000 customers there. They can get money off, and like I say, they did it on a few occasions, which was quite sad. Our customers were contacted us saying, what have you just done? You took money off me. It's not us. And that was quite difficult, to be honest with you. Quite embarrassing as well. So we tried everything to get it back, and eventually got it back. So we did.
Were you right at the point where you thought you were going to have to start a new account up? Or you just, on that last...
I mean, I think it was about 2 weeks into, obviously, the hacked account. I thought, I need another one. I need to start one up. So I started one up, got a few thousand followers on there, but I thought going forward now it's going to be so difficult to try and get where we were. You know what gaining followers is like on Instagram. It's really difficult.
Especially now. It's gaining followers on Instagram in 2023, I think, is 95% harder than it was in 2012,
really
2013. That it is a customer acquisition, really, is what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And it is just as hard and just as expensive to grow.
Yes. And, I was at that point where we need another account. But looking at this other account, it was like 80,000 followers, and it was sick to the stomach. It really was. But I eventually got it back.
So we've been talking about units and premises and how you've kind of grown and gone from one place to another. Yeah. And obviously that story about losing your social account, managing to get it back, which must have been ridiculously scary.
Oh, yeah.
However, what I would like you just to explain to the listeners that maybe don't know Autobrite is your product range. So obviously you can see here that you sell detailing products. We spoke about who to, but there's way more to the brand. Like, what is everything that makes up the business, and like, why is that so important?
To be honest with you, I mean, I've got a very good kind of philosophy, I suppose, to Autobrite and our products. Obviously, as you can see there, our products are bright, they are colourful, and they smell great. I do believe that's halfway selling the product before you actually even try them. Now, that's really important. People love colours, people love fragrances. Obviously, the products work very, very well, and we always say with our products, less is more. So you don't really need to use a lot. I mean, we've got customers. I put half a bottle of shampoo in a bucket, and whoa, you don't need to do that. Our products they will last for a long time. They're very, very economical, and less is more. You need to use a little bit, basically. That's very, very important. They're very concentrated. They look great. They work really, really well. At Autobrite, we've got a very good kind of structure, very good reference guide to using our products. So we've got what we call 6 steps of detailing. So if you're the kind of person that comes into our shop or online and you want a wheel cleaner, that's step 1. And then it goes up to step 6, which is it's wheels, it's wash, it's decant, it's polish, and it's finish. So basically all through the 6 steps. I just think, it's very, very easy for customers to pinpoint the product that you want for the application, basically. So we've introduced that like a simple guide for customers, and that seems to be working well. We want to try and make it easy for customers when they're picking up a product, and whether you want a product to use, and this guide we put in seems to be helping. So there's nothing worse than going into somewhere or getting on a website. What do I need? Customers get confused about the type of product they want. So we put this in, so it helps.
And those types of products have obviously helped to growth because you've gone up these units, your revenue's increased as well. So your product range must have naturally increased as well. So you started off with just liquids and bottles, and what has then since come onto the range?
I mean, Autobrite have got a really good core range of products, and we've been doing them for years. But what Autobrite like to do is we like to do special editions. We like to keep it fresh. We do understand that customers get a bit tired of the same old thing. So we want to inject a bit of fun into our range. Obviously, we've got our unicorn kit here that you can see that we've just introduced. Something very, very different. Nobody's ever done this before, but this is what we like. The ideas and the ideas moving around our office on a daily basis is you wouldn't believe. The ideas and what we've got from feedback from the other guys. So we want to inject a bit of fun into. I mean, at the end of the day, car cleaning can be it's a long, laborious task, especially if you're doing it all day, all weekend, and we want to inject a bit of fun into it. Why not make it fun, Buy bright colours, nice smelling products, they look great, something a bit different, it's and try and make it an enjoyable experience for everyone.
Now, some business owners definitely struggle with, do you bring everything in-house and increase your overheads, or do you have a degree of flexibility and have everything outside your business and use an agency for, say, digital marketing, your website, graphic design, whatever it might be, third-party logistics? But something that I really enjoy looking at your brand and wanting to find out more about is every single thing seems to be under one roof in-house. Do you think that's massively helped your journey? And from the start, who did all your design? Because it is incredible.
Yeah, designs. Again, that goes with the ideas. We do have a marketing agency that do some of our designs. I mean, I've got two guys in house that they do the digital marketing and on a daily basis, and the social media, etc. When it comes to labels, something like this, we do have our friends, our marketing agency to help basically. But other than that, everything is under one roof. I've got detailers, I've got Valeters, mobile Valeters, I've got production staff, I've got, a general manager, I've got a business manager. I've got kind of everything that I need is under one roof and is around me. We don't outsource anything else, really, apart from the marketing.
But at the start, you were doing all those roles and wearing all those hats.
Everything. You name it, we were doing it. I even remember in the early days of Autobrite printing my bottle labels on some Avery labels, on an Avery printer, paper, sticky paper. That's what it was in the old days, but people weren't bothered about labels so much then, but the products work, everybody cared about what was in the bottle, not what was on the label. Do you know what I mean? But obviously we've moved on since then, and we're making things like this, which is quite funky.
And one of those people under that roof, as you touched on earlier, is your other half. He also owns the business with you.
Yeah.
And I know plenty of people, in fact, I had plenty of experience of working with another half as well, that sometimes it goes well and sometimes there is unbelievable head clashes. So how have you found that process, and what is it like together, and what kind of roles do you both take on within the business? To
be honest with you, I mean, me and Jill have we have a clear understanding. We get on really well at work. Obviously we run the place, so we have our decision making is kind of equal, really. We both think the same thing. We run the business the same way, so we're on the same page. And to be honest, when we lock the door at 5:00 at night, it's home time, it's family time. However, for the past God knows how many years, that's not been the case, because you do, when it's your business, you do take your work home, and you will be on that computer all night, answering to questions to customers, speaking to customers. You've got to. There's nobody else to do it. So in the early days, if you want a sale, if you want that order off that customer, you will take the time, and speak to that customer, and you won't get away from that. However, it's a bit different now. I've got people around me. I've got people that will do things like that, so you can kind of lock the door at night and think, okay, it's family time now. But my advice, if you're starting a business, you've got to put all your efforts into that business, by speaking to customers whenever, just to try and get a sale, and you do it.
It's the hardest part of the start, converting sales.
100%, but you've got to do it. You can't just sit back and wait for those sales to come to you. You've got to put your effort in. You've got to put the hours in, weekends, whatever, and eventually, as you get there, it'll become easier. But you've got to do it.
And it seems like you are a man that wears many hats and very much a blue sky thinker. So every part of the business, because you see Autobrite out on the track, you see doing the detailing services, you're selling courses, you're selling. Do you think the business needs to do everything, or or sometimes do you enjoy taking on a new project and looking at it because you just love the business so much?
The problem with me personally, is if I get an idea, I want to come work, I want to thrash it out with the guys and move it forward. I tend to think, let's do this, let's do that. But what I always forget is, hold on, we did another project yesterday. Let's finish that one off first before we moved on to something else.
You're a blue sky thinker.
Very much so. But, if I do get an idea, we've got a huge whiteboard in the office, and it kind of goes on there for another day. So everything's structured and planned now. So before, in the older days, I was like, yeah, we'll do that. Hold on, we'll do that. Yeah, well, I was kind of every day ideas. I've got an idea, I need to see it through.
And where did you see the biggest spike in growth during your journey as a business?
Probably when, I don't know, maybe about 5, 6 years ago, something like that. When we moved to Mia, maybe. That was obviously a big spike. Obviously, COVID as well. That was a huge.
What causes that though? Is that just more effort that you're putting in, or is that just the fact customers can come to a shop? What is causing and driving that growth in sales?
I think it's because Autobrite as a company, we do everything under one roof. We offer everything to the customer, so it's not just products. It's services. So we will detail your car. We will train you how to use that machine polisher. We will sell you the products. Distributors all around the world that we've got, and resellers, whatever. We will help you to sell that product. We will market you on our website and social media. Everything. We're going flat out all day long. I know we've got various areas, but it's all under one roof, and I think people like that because they can, if they want whatever they want, and if they want their car shiny, looking great, want to protect their investment, you can buy your products, you can have us do it, or we can train you to do it. So we cover all bases. If we don't do it, somebody else will do it.
And I've noticed that you've pushed abroad. How long have you been selling abroad? Because I think you're one of the first guests that I can actually speak to about what it's like to be selling overseas as well. And how the hell do you manage that?
Yeah. Again, I've got a team in there that manages that now. We've got a very huge company, Autobrite Korea. They sell lots and lots of Autobrite products in Korea. I think the Autobrite products are probably known in Korea as probably the second best car care product in Korea. So they're huge at the minute, Autobrite Korea are. But it's not just Korea. We're all around Europe. So many places around the world now. And of course, we've recently got into Halfords as well, which is fantastic,
So you're splitting that between retail, wholesale.
Yeah, distribution, we kind of cover everything.
That is amazing. So on this journey, what would you say? We've touched on that biggest spike in sales, but a lot of people really struggled when coronavirus hit. Yeah. And what was the effects of that on Autobrite? I can imagine that a lot of people went outside and started detailing their cars.
Yeah. COVID was a very, very strange thing. It was quite sad as well. But, you couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do anything. Luckily, all you could do was, gardening, painting your fence, a bit of decorating.
Detailing your car.
Or cleaning your car. And luckily, we fell into one of those categories. So online orders
went mental.
Went absolutely crazy. Absolutely. I'm speaking for the detailing industry probably as well. Whoever had an online website, it went ballistic. It really did. The amount of orders were coming in. I never forget there was 3 of us doing these orders. There was me, Jill, and one other person, because we sent everybody home, because it was COVID and whatever. But then after a week, we had to get them all back in because we couldn't cope. Basically, there was that many orders.
Was that even though there's the eureka moment of cash coming in and everything, was that also a really challenging time to navigate? Because I remember being in my previous business during that time, we were all working from home. Yeah. All the office staff worked from home. And I remember our same thing happened. Everybody went outside on their gardens. Our phones went into meltdowns. It wasn't an easy.
It wasn't easy. Like I say, all my office staff were at home. Some of the production staff, obviously, products still need to be produced. We were still getting products in, so it still needed to be produced. The packers, in dispatch, they were shipping the orders out. So we did have a team through COVID that kind of produced bottles, produced chemical, and then sent them out the door. But all the office staff were at home. But they were working from home, so social media, marketing, they could do that from their house. So that's what we did.
So we've touched on a peak point, and you mentioned that you started in, say, 07. What effect did the recession have on you? Because you must have been through that. And what was the toughest moment for you in terms of your business life?
Yeah, a recession. Car care products are a bit of a luxury anyway. I think it's just the constant pushing of marketing, and sales and good deals that really helped us. I think everybody loves a good deal, and we were having some really good deals at the time, and I think that kind of pushed us through. And obviously the marketing that goes with it, them combined, I think that really helped us.
Amazing. And that's progressed you to the point in which that when we pulled in today, we couldn't help but look left at an absolutely unbelievable Porsche GT3. Yeah. So how long have you had that, and are you enjoying it?
I've been only had it a week.
Have you?
I've had it 1 week, yeah. I'm a bit of a Porsche fan, to be honest with you. So I've had it 1 week. I picked it up on Monday last week from Porsche Glasgow and drove it down. And it's, yeah.
Is there a trend with moving up the Porsches as the units get bigger?
No, but no. But I am moving up. I got rid of a GT4 last week. Obviously, traded in for this, and now I've got a GT3. I wanted a new GT3, but I can't get one. So I've got this stunning one now. So I love me
Porsche fanatic.
Porsche fanatic, racing fanatic. Like I say, I've got our racing minis as well. So we like to do track days around the UK. We do tours around the UK in our racing minis. We did Ireland last year. We did Scotland, NC500. We've done all that. We're not about getting Italy this year, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But again, we sponsor Team Hard, BTCC cars. We sponsor that team. We also sponsor a racing truck, and we also sponsor GT3 Porsche as well. So I love, to be honest with you, Jill loves racing as well. A couple of years I remember Jill, like, I'm not interested in racing. But now, I think she loves it more than me. But it's what we like to do. We are true petrol heads. We love cars. We love making them clean and shiny. We love supplying products for customers and, them getting the same results. A big smile on the face, that's what we love. But, aside of that, our playtime is cars, it's racing, and just enjoying that.
And where is the end goal for the business?
End goal? There's not an end goal. It just keep on going. I don't know. Autobrites hopefully will be around for a long time. My goal, my aim is obviously pass it down to my kids. Obviously I've got my daughter working here as well. My son will be working here soon. So they will take the reins, when I can have a rest. But I'm leaving it down to them. It's theirs. So.
Well, it's an amazing story. It seems like the journey's been really progressive, to be fair, from start to finish, constantly moving up. I love the business model. I love the brand. And you've been absolutely brilliant. So thank you for coming on today and sharing your story of where you've gone with the brand. And
thanks for inviting me. It's been great.
We'll keep our eyes out for the next mega unit.
Certainly will, yeah. Although I will have to say that this is the last one.
Is it?
I know I've said that
Let's
many
keep that
times.
clip saved, yeah?
That on camera now, this is the last one. That's it. And no more. I can't take any more. It's too stressful.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thanks for having us. Cheers. Thanks.